From Transformers Titans Return, this is the Voyager class Megatron with Doomshot and the Titan Master Repugnus. Titans Return, one of my favorite Transformers lines they've ever done. I love the Headmasters. I love that every Voyager was a triple changer. Yeah, there were some duds in the line, but there was some real magic too. This Megatron being one of them. As for Repugnus, he's just endemic of how great a lot of the Time Master figures were. So we're going to take a look at these two and see just why so many people love Titans Return to this very day, and why so many of the figures are now so expensive. Taking a look at Megatron's box, you can see Doomshot and Megatron. You see Megatron's head lowering onto his torso, Megatron here packaged. These boxes were actually kind of alright for what they were. Here on the side, you can see it again. On the back, we have a description of Megatron, and you can see this is a triple changer, so Megatron turns into a jet and a tank. He was a pre-tool of Blitzwing, which is to say, this mold was going to be Blitzwing, but they put Megatron out first to try to get people to buy that mold. In all honesty, I like this better as Megatron than I do Blitzwing. Titans Return Blitzwing, an alright figure, but this is an all-time Megatron. As for Repugnus, their box is a lot easier. You can see there's his little robot mode, this is his mech suit, here's his head once he folds over. Basically, you got these guys to get replacement heads for your Deluxes, Voyagers, Leader classes, and then you just see the gimmick here on the back. You can see, you buy the head, it works on Deluxe, it works on Voyager, it works on Leader. The really cool thing is that if you got Legends class, they could actually ride around within the vehicle modes of them. So, like, they did a Bumblebee, they did a... let's see here. They did a Kickback, they did Beachcomber, Windcharger, and yeah, they could just ride around. It was cool. Getting these two out of the box, and I have so many good memories coming back to me. Titans Return, this was the first line that I was really all about trying to collect everything. It was the first time I was really involved with online fandom. It's when I found the TFW 2005 boards. Man, it feels weird that I'm so nostalgic for figures that in my head just came out like last year, and then I remember, oh wait, that was 2 trilogies ago, so these figures are almost 10 years old at this point, maybe closer to 8, but yeah, older figures, but nice ones all the same, man. Back before I had to worry about, you know, the draft or taxes. Megatron makes a good first impression. He has some obvious issues we'll talk about, but the overall presence of the figure is still completely intact all these years later. A good, bulky, beefy Megatron with a great face and head sculpt, even if he's let down by his lack of paint. When you get Megatron out of the box, this is how he'll appear. He has his pylons up here, he has his wings folded out, and he has the turret pointed up like he was Blitzwing. What I personally like to do is flip this around and fold the wings back fully, and the reason I do that is to just give him more visual distinction from Blitzwing. Alongside that, I'll just go ahead and fold these pylons down. There we go. The reason why those pop up was so that you could put the face of a Deluxe figure onto a Voyager and it might be able to blend in a bit better. In all honesty, I think it looks fine without them. It just kind of looks like Megatron, doesn't it? Articulation is a delight. Now, technically, the ball joint is in the head, but really it's much more like a swivel. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alongside that, you have a good universal at the shoulder, though it does kind of thin out there. You have an upper arm cut and a good single-jointed elbow. You have nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist, but a universal hip, an upper leg cut, a good single-jointed knee, and up and down at the toe. Keep in mind, Siege was when we really started getting great articulation as a constant. Back for Power of the Primes, Titans Return, Combiner Wars, it was a lot more basic what you would get. What the figure could undeniably use more of is paint. Almost everything on Megatron is flat gray, the gray of the plastic. Alongside that, you'll notice stickers. For some reason, for Power of the Primes and Titans Return, they thought that stickers was the way to go. It never looked good on the figures, but it also meant that repro labels got to really become a standout company during this era. Alongside that, it's a case where almost all these figures would get amazing paint jobs from Takara. They did do Megatron over there, but it was G2 Hero Megatron, the purple Megatron, which was still a gorgeous looking figure, but I would have loved to have seen this figure still done as G1 cartoon Megatron, just with more paint. Accessories are a bit strange as well. So you have what's basically half of a fusion cannon. This is all painted black plastic, by the way. Alongside that, you have this piece, which doesn't really look like anything. And a fun thing is, if you combine them, it does give you the full silhouette of the fusion cannon. It does make me wish that this piece was also black, though, so that it wouldn't really look that jank. But then you can take these pieces and put it on his arm. Boop, and now you have the silhouette at least. But, in all honesty, I'd rather just leave that as the fusion cannon, and then this one we'll just put on as another gun over here. It'd been cool if maybe this could have been like a sword or a club. I guess it still could be a club here. No it can't. No it can't because they put a little sight at the end of the muzzle. Oh, that's terrible. That would have actually been like a decent little clobbering weapon. Oh well. The real reason why we have this stuff is because Megatron's final accessory... Oop. Oh wow, it's stuck in there. Ah, there we go. Megatron's final accessory is his head, Doomshot. Boop, boop. Yeah, in Time's Return, everyone became a headmaster. And with Doomshot, let's say you don't want him to be the head of this big robot, you can put him in this little sled here, and boom! Now he has like a little spaceship, or he can like use it as a gun. Yeah, this was kind of a dumb gimmick, but you know, it gave the head something to do. Repugnus's robot mode is weird. He kind of walks like head and crotch first, has like this real like Herbert from Family Guy like stance in his arms. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's accurate for Repugnus. He's always been a creep like this, but I've never seen a toy depict that creepiness so well. That said, you do have some articulation. You got swivels at the arm, a swivel at the head, and swivels at the legs. That said, that's not the only thing you can do with your Repugnus. And to be clear, this one is Repugnus, the head here. And boom, there is the head of Repugnus from the G1 toy. So, you can eventually turn someone else into Repugnus. What else we can do with this is we're going to basically just flip things around and make a big vehicle for our Repugnus to drive. Boop. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I'm pretty sure the arms go here. Yep. And then, yep. Believe it or not, that is supposed to be like a jet. And you can see we have thrusters here in the back of the legs. These are supposed to, I guess, be like pylons. And we can see down there, there's pegs. You take the holes at the bottom of the feet, put them in the pegs, and here, there we go. Yay, he's driving whatever this is. In tank mode, Megatron looks like a tank that gave up about halfway there. I will grant you that. But also, I still like it. You can see the wings are actually forming like cover for the treads. It's actually really like clever how the treads fold out of the arms. Sure, that's the thrusters, but I can buy that just the front of a space tank. Really, my only real issue with this, aside from the fact that that is very clearly a cockpit right there, is the fact that the turret has such a weedy little gun at the end of it. It's like Megatron's been compensating with the fusion cannon. When this became Blitzwing, they made the turret longer, which was also more accurate to his robot mode. But the reason this one's so much of a nubbin is so that you can put the fusion cannon there, and then boom, that's actually just a nice looking tank now, for me at least. Plus, you can flip this up. This is a place where we can put Doomshot. That was another big deal for the Titan's Return line, is that the Titan Masters would have a place to actually pilot the vehicles. Boop. That looks pretty solid, I can't really complain about that. We of course also have this other gun, we can just put it basically wherever. I don't think there's actually a spot it's designated for. What I would use it for really, is let's put it right here. And then that's just gonna kinda help make the tank look a little bit more full, a little bit more filled out. But overall, is it a big, dumb, doofy toy tank? Yes. Does it look like a real tank? No. But do I like it? Absolutely. Also, hey, I'm just gonna point this out. Swivels. Believe it or not, that's kind of rare to find on tank transformers. It is a very quick conversion to jet mode from tank mode, and I just like this a lot. Again, it doesn't look great. It's not like a patch on the legacy jet mode, and you can see I even just popped a wing out of place. But I still think this looks pretty solid, actually. Reminds me of Leader 1 from the GoBots. Alongside that, yeah, there's totally just a tank turret down here. What's really funny is they actually made wheels for it, and the idea is like it's leading the jet to the launch pad. Like, it's just little stuff like that. It's like, oh, sure, we didn't get rid of the turret, but we found a dumb in-universe way to explain what it's actually doing. That's all I need, man. I just need my toys to be having fun. I enjoy this jet mode. But where do we put little Doomshot now? Very simple. We open up the cockpit, and then we just put it in. And then with a little cartoon nom sound effect, boop, now he's flying the jet. And we still can put our weapons places, like, oh wow, where can we actually put them? I guess we can just put them in the hands, yeah. Kind of have the whole seeker thing going on now. Yeah, haha. Again, this isn't some world-class, otherworldly, third-party piece of art. It's just a fun Megatron that has good vehicle modes. I love it. I don't care if I get absolutely blasted. This is the best Megatron Generations has ever put out. You can fight me in the comments, you can hate, I don't care. This Megatron's great. This is not the most pristine or premium of Megatrons. He's not the most accurate, he's not the most articulated, he's not the most impressive from an engineering level. And yet, despite this figure being designed to be Blitzwing, I can't help but feel the undeniable energy of Megatron here. I still think this is my favorite Megatron toy, at the very least out of the Generations line. He's big and solid feeling, his articulation is on point, and he doesn't have any tiny nibbling issues that detract from the robot mode. Yeah, the vehicle modes are a little bit slapdash, but he has 2 good vehicle modes, and 3 solid transformations. He's a wonderful triple changer, and a great case as to why Megatron should be one, at least if you know what you're doing. I guess what I'm really saying is, he's so much better than that one. And Repugnus was there too.